Welcome to 3 Minutes with ARK 2. I'm a radiological scientific officer, and this is our survival complex. This segment of the 3 Minute with ARK 2 videos is on the subject of food handling.
After air and water, food is often next on the prepper's list of concerns. Although security should be their first concern, that is a subject that we cover elsewhere. There is a lot of information on our website about food preparation and storage. When I say lots, I mean hundreds of web pages and thousands of printed pages about every method of preservation you may imagine, and probably some you haven't. Here, Gene and I are going to demonstrate our food drying method.
So anyway, this is the dryer that I have built for Gene. I just took a box that we had, put a hinge on the lid, and I've got these screens made up. There's a number of screens that we can fill at a time, and Gene just puts the vegetables that we're going to dry. In this particular case, zucchini. We do a lot of zucchini on the screens. Just load one screen here. Anyway, we take the screen here and we just put it into the dryer, and we load the dryer with all these screens full usually before we turn it on. Now the way this dryer works is I just took a hot plate, warmer, a little warmer, not really a plate, but a little warmer, and mounted it down the back, and I put in a light bulb down below and an electric fan to move the air through. This is an airtight cabinet in any way. So I'm turning on the fan. I can hear it. I don't imagine you can. And I turn on the light so that you can see how the light comes on. And so the light and the hot plate are on, and the fan's moving the air. I'm going to close the door, and just a little latch to hold it in place. Oftentimes we don't have it here in the kitchen. We'll have it in the dining room or somewhere sitting out of the way there. And we just let this go for a few hours. We'll take out the screens, take the material off of those, reload them, redo it. And so we dry all sorts of things in this little food dryer here. And you can make one of your own, or you can buy one. There are certainly many of them available commercially. And but it's a good way to preserve food. The zucchini itself we take and we grind up, and then to a sort of a flour. And we put the flour into a jar, and we keep these jars of zucchini flour. So someday when we're making soup, we just add the zucchini, and it adds good vitamins to the soup that we're making. And we're talking for ARK 2, of course, our great big soup kettle. Well, this is one of our two kitchens. This is our soup kitchen. Our other kitchen has the stoves for baking. And this kitchen, we have this big soup kettle pot. And our cook has said that with this pot, he'll be able to make enough soup for 3,000 people in a day. And so this is a very essential part of this operation. Our foods would be very simple, just survival foods, but this is essential to our operation.
There are so many things I'd like to talk about, such as decontaminating food, but we have to limit ourselves. And so one thing I'm going to talk about is the expiry dates on food. What we have learned is that the expiration dates on canned goods have little meaning. While I don't recommend it, I drank one large bottle of V8 juice that was over 10 years old and that had gone completely black to show that I could do it without harm. Because of the taste, I hope not to have to do it again. One wants to be very careful about what they eat in expired foods. You need to examine the can very carefully before opening it. If it is leaking or bulging, forget it. Carefully examine the contents. Usually mold is not a good sign. Yes, it may be a bit off color, and it's probably going to taste flat. That is why you want to store lots of spices. Central to prepping is overcoming two misconceptions. One, that the government is going to provide for you. 2, that you will be able to protect large food stores. I could go into a lot of details about decontaminating foods, which parts of currently growing vegetables are okay to use, and the same about currently slaughtered livestock. But in reality, most people are just going to be lucky to get anything to eat.
Thank you for watching, and please remember that this series of videos is not just about your survival, but also about a service to humanity in preparing to reconstruct society.
It's the end